Ladies and gentlemen, today we reach our fourth installment of Unique Ultimate Ironmen. This video is not sponsored, but at the time of recording this episode, there is a tragic ongoing humanitarian crisis that's left millions of Ukrainians without sufficient access to shelter and food. I feel like it's the least that I can do to include a small section at the end of the video showing you how you can help to make a difference with this crisis, and it would mean so much to me if you would stick around to watch that piece at the end. With that said, I hope that you enjoyed today's episode. Let's get started. Today, we're starting things off with Floski. Floski is a UIM defense pure, fully equipped with 99 defense at only 50 combat. His journey began shortly after the release of Ultimate Ironmen, back when the inactivity timer wasn't a thing. For the unaware, you used to be able to stay logged in without touching your client at all for up to 6 hours provided you were in combat. This allowed players to splash, use Guthins, or leverage other combat options to train accounts without requiring any attention whatsoever. Floski took advantage of this mechanic to train by boxing cave bugs in the Lumbridge caves. He did this on PvP worlds to prevent random events from spawning, since the events wouldn't occur on these worlds. Keep in mind, this was back when random events were disruptive, meaning you needed to actively avoid them to fully utilize 6-hour AFK methods. This approach allowed him to train while sleeping, dramatically helping to speed up the XP gain process. Floski also spent many hours at the monastery, training defense until level 85 at monks for just 1.6k XP per hour. This netted him 40 combat, which is the requirement for pest control, where he chopped logs and fixed barricades for minigame contribution to finish off his defense cape journey. All in all, it took him 3,700 hours to finish off 99 defense, and an additional 700 hours to finish 99 hit points. Floski's future goals involve using his trusty iron halberd to grind black dragons for a draconic visage, and completing medium clues for a chance at the spiked manacles. The strength boost from those will enable him to hit 2s unpotted. Yes, his big goal is to be able to hit 2s. Good God, man. Skilling wise, Floski has set his eyes on the construction cape, though his big moneymakers are the agility pyramid and thieving, so netting enough GP for that grind is going to be a massive time investment. Lastly, Floski has aspirations to take on the giant mole, Rex for the berserker ring, and Jad. Those sound like some lofty goals to me, but with all that he's accomplished so far, I would certainly not put it past him. At the number 4 spot today is Sam Hyde. Sam has an extremely unusual looking account, but let me explain. Currently, Sam's account includes only runecrafting, agility, crafting, and mining. He's amassed 95 million runecrafting experience, netting him a virtual runecraft level of 119 and 7 pets so far. At first glance, you might have had the same thought that I did, which is that Sam must be a blood runecrafting locked UIM. But no. In talking with Sam, he revealed that 200 mil runecrafting is actually only step 1 of his journey. The long-term goal is to get 200 mil XP in all skills, and 200 mil runecrafting is just a needed step to save up enough GP to fund his other grinds. Upcoming skill grinds after runecrafting include hunter, mining, firemaking, smithing, agility and fletching, fishing, cooking, construction, crafting, woodcutting, thieving, slayer and farming, and finally, herb lore. I would normally say, yeah right, good luck with 200 mil all. But with runecrafting as his first 200 mil skill, his AHP in the top 5 alongside hour and min-level skilla, and meticulous planning for his progression, Sam has already proven himself a force to be reckoned with in the UIM skilling community, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him among other Ultimate Ironman legends on the high scores in the coming years. Today, number 3 goes to Impling Only, aka Charlotte. The idea of Impling Only began during UIM Verf's Karamja Only series, where Charlotte would help him scout lucky imps for his Inferno grind. Charlotte began to really enjoy Impling hunting and crafted the concept for Impling Only. This account is limited to only using items and supplies from Implings and Clue Scrolls, alongside some basic tutorial island supplies. She also can't use combat, only leveraging magic for non-damaging spells like alchemy. No training supplies can be purchased from stores, nor can she take any ground item spawns. Additionally, the account is locked out of Xanaris, meaning that if Charlotte wants to do some Puro hunting, she has to find a crop circle in the overworld. The ultimate goal of the account is to reach level 99 Hunter from catching Implings only. So far, she's managed to reach level 90 Hunter, taking over 3,000 hours and netting her roughly 1.9k XP per hour. She'll have to catch another 300,000 Implings to reach level 99, meaning there is still a lot to be done. The account has completed around 400 clues so far, which is especially impressive when you look at her clue completion chart. The chart shows that she only has a 57% chance to finish a beginner, 62% for easy, 21% for medium, and just 3% chance of finishing a hard clue scroll. Despite the low clue completion rates, Charlotte's obtained some big items like the ranger boots and even gilded pieces. The account sounds like a huge treasure hunt to me, and if you're interested in seeing her progress, Charlotte has documented the entire series on her YouTube channel, which I highly recommend checking out, and I have added links to that series in the description below. Next up is Combat UIM. His account started as a bit of a joke before 807 and restricted accounts gained the popularity that they have today. The aim of the account was to reach max combat with every other skill left at level 1. This was mostly done through AFK combat training, then using pest control to polish off 99 prayer. But as the account progressed, Combat UIM realized that his account was largely lacking in endgame content. It was after this realization that he decided to add range and magic, followed by agility, herblore, and slayer. These added skills would enable him to participate in more PvM activities like God Wars, increase his gear variety, and improve his ability to create supplies for bossing. As for training those new skills, herblore was done at Chaos Druids, which also granted him prayer XP since he was using the Arceus spellbook for reanimation, and agility was trained at the agility pyramid since he has no use for marks of grace. Combat UIM has managed to obtain some very useful items for his build, but perhaps the most impressive of all is a crossbow which he received at around 1300 revs KC. Doing revs on an ultimate is incredibly tedious, as it involves preparing your rev gear, death piling, running to the rev caves, and then making it back in 45 minutes to pick up your gear before it despawns. Repeating that for over 5k KC takes incredible patience. For future PvM goals, Combat has his eyes set on an SGS and ACB from Sarah, finishing his Guthan set, and an Amulet of Avarice. For skilling, he wants to achieve 99 prayer and agility. I really love the creativity of this account, and I can't wait to see what's next for Combat. If you guys are enjoying today's episode, I really appreciate a like on the video or subscription for more Ultimate Iron Man, bot, and cybersecurity content. Thank you. At our number 1 spot today is UIM Dragon. At first glance, Dragon looks like a very impressive but normal endgame Ultimate Iron Man. I can assure you, he is not. The backbone of UIM accounts is the looting bag. It essentially doubles our storage capacity. UIM Dragon plays without one. But wait, there's more. Dragon also forgoes the usage of death banks. For the unfamiliar, this is the death reclamation system attached to bosses like Hespori, Vorkath, and TOB. When an ultimate dies to one of these bosses, 100% of their items are placed into that storage. That clears out our inventories and allows us to carefully engage in skilling activities, making them far less tedious than operating with a cluttered inventory. That leaves death piling, which is a little bit different than death banking. Death piling is a normal death that causes all items to drop to the ground, where they remain for 60 minutes before despawning. Functionally, this is very similar to death banking, but with a constant 60-minute timer ticking down, a small misjudgment in time can easily cause an Ultimate Iron Man to lose all of their items. So far, Dragon has managed this expertly. Even more so than other UIMs, Dragon needs to maximize inventory space. His account's gear largely revolves around what's storable in the POH because of that. This has led him to complete over 4,000 clue scrolls, snatching himself several completed rune sets, blessed god Hyde, enchanted robes, zealot robes, mage arena capes, and so much more. Despite his restrictions, Dragon has managed to achieve 2200 total level, a quest cape, and some pets along the way. A truly impressive UIM on face value, and really jaw-dropping when considering his playstyle. The war in Ukraine has left millions of people without access to safe shelter, food, and in some cases even water. This is a war that might be across the world, but these are people just like you and I. These are parents, children, brothers and sisters who've been forced to flee their homes and leave behind all of their belongings to escape a war that's come to their doorstep. Finding a reputable and responsible charity to donate to can be difficult, but UNICEF is a wonderful organization that works across hundreds of countries to help families with children in harm's way. They do this by helping to provide basic essentials like food, water, and education. I know that not everyone's in a position to be able to give, but even a small donation of $1 or $2 helps to make a difference in the lives of these refugees who've had to leave behind everything. If I can inspire even just one of you to join me in making a donation, that would mean the world to me and to these refugees that desperately need your help. I'll be leaving the link to the official UNICEF page in the description below. If you can't donate, sharing the official UNICEF donation page on social media is a great alternative. If you've made it this far, please leave me a comment with the phrase "I listened" so that I know who made it to this point in the video. And if you were kind enough to make a donation, please tell me in the comments as well so that I can personally thank you. Together, we can all make a difference. That's all I've got for you today. Thank you for listening, for your generosity, and for tuning into today's episode. Stay kind, healthy, and happy, my friends. I'll see you all next time.